These three dialogue mistakes instantly mark you as an amateur writer. In this video, I'll show you three of the worst offenders of bad dialogue writing, as well as how the professionals fix these issues to make their dialogue crazy good. I'll share examples from popular novels and films, and by the end, you'll know how to turn your bad dialogue into writing that keeps readers glued to your pages. First, we have pointless exchanges. Imagine you're sitting in your favorite coffee shop, banging away at your novel, and you overhear this conversation.
Hi, I'm Bruton.
Nice to meet you, Bruton. I'm Patricia.
Nice to meet you too. So, what do you do for a living?
I'm in fixed asset accounting.
Oh, that sounds super interesting. Have you counted any fun things lately?
Now imagine that conversation in your novel. I would rather floss my teeth with a shoelace than read something like that. And it's a great example of how dialogue is not the same thing as conversation. These conversational niceties are important in real life because they signal that you're a harmonious, agreeable human being. But these exchanges don't work as dialogue because they don't go anywhere. They don't teach you anything about the characters. They don't create tension. So they're useless from a plot perspective. Instead, what you want to do is make every piece of dialogue move the scene toward a meaningful turning point in the main character's situation. For example, here is dialogue from the first chapter of Hunger Games with all the narrative removed. "We could do it, you know," Gale says quietly. "What?" I ask. "Leave the district. Run off. Live in the woods. You and I, we could make it," says Gale. "If we didn't have so many kids," he adds quickly. "I never want to have kids," I say. "I might if I didn't live here," says Gale. "But you do," I say, irritated. "Forget it," he snaps back. Every one of these lines is doing work. The dialogue progresses the plot with conflict, and it teaches you about the characters without boring you to death. So save all the social niceties for real life. Make sure your dialogue always goes somewhere. And share in the comments your favorite dialogue moment in a book or movie. Now, this next dialogue mistake will demolish the illusion that your characters are real, breathing people. This is the dialogue mistake known as you know, Bob, which is where an author shoves information into a dialogue in an unnatural way. As an example, imagine this scene where a police chief is talking to his detective. "As you know, Robert, you're the top detective in this precinct. And as you also know, if someone doesn't find the slimy bandit in 2 weeks, our department is going to be shut down, so we're in a pinch." This dialogue feels inauthentic because both characters already know the information. They would never say these things in real life. So the effect is almost like the characters are talking to the reader. It's as unnatural as product placement in a movie.
Well, that's where I see things just a little differently. Contract or no, I will not bow to any sponsor.
The gold standard in dialogue is for the reader to be so immersed in the conversation, they forget that they're reading a book. But you can't do that when the characters are saying things they never actually say. So instead of shoving information awkwardly into the characters' mouths, you need to find more subtle ways to clue the reader into what they need to know. One simple way to solve this problem is to bring a newcomer character into the scene, so the characters can explain all the obvious information to them. Here's Ray Bradbury using this technique in Fahrenheit 451. They walked still farther, and the girl said, "Is it true that long ago firemen put fires out instead of going to start them?" "No. Houses have always been fireproof. Take my word for it." The reader accepts this dialogue with no suspicion because the girl has already been portrayed as odd and maybe a little crazy, the kind of person who would ask the sorts of questions you're not supposed to ask in this world. Now, if you're struggling with your own dialogue and would like some personalized help, send me an email to arrange a one-on-one story consult. My email is in the description. And finally, for dialogue mistake number 3, this common error will make your characters feel flatter than a week-old soda. And that is on-the-nose dialogue, where the characters say exactly what they mean with no subtext. Take a look at this example from Attack of the Clones.
What are you talking about?
I love you.
You love me? I thought that we had decided not to fall in love.
Dialogue like this feels amateurish because nobody is this straightforward when they speak. And when characters do just lay it all out like this, there's no interesting complexity to the dialogue. It's like if you went to a restaurant expecting a 20-year-old glass of Cabernet and the server plonks down some Welch's grape juice. For how to do it right, let's look at this clip from the show Breaking Bad.
Skylar, I don't entirely remember what happened last night. I mean, I might have said some things that...
Did you know this Gail Bedecker person?
Skylar, I can't even focus.
Gail Bedecker. Did you know him?
Oh my God, what exactly did I say last night?
Just enough.
The reason this dialogue works is because there's a disconnect between what Walter White is saying and what he really thinks. This means every exchange creates brand new opportunities for conflict. And this dialogue style is relevant for all stories, not just ones about drug dealers living double lives. In all dialogue, characters shouldn't say what is true, they should say what they think will get them what they want. This will make your characters far more interesting because the electricity in dialogue always lies in what is unsaid. So those were the 3 dialogue mistakes and how to fix them. But the biggest mistakes writers make are usually much deeper than just dialogue. So if you want to learn how to transform your story into something that is impossible for readers to put down, watch this video next. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Peace.